Hey, it's LJ Hamilton. Make sure you log on to ljhamilton.com for more videos, updates, and available products. I want to welcome you to the first video of many in this video blog series titled Man Codes Decoded, letting women in on a little bit about men that they may not know. The first thing I want to talk about is every man has a plan. Ladies, you need to understand this. Every man has a purpose and intent. Every man has an agenda. Every man has a motivation. Again, every man has a plan. If he tells you otherwise, he is not being honest with you. And if he tells you that he doesn't have a plan, then he's purposeless. And a purposeless man is pretty much useless. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But understand that every man has a plan. Even from his approach, he is approaching you with a specific plan in mind. He's not approaching you for nothing. He's not approaching you just because you're pretty. He's not approaching you just because you're sexually or physically attractive. That may be a part of his plan, but understand there's an underlying intent when he approaches you. Understand that there is an end result that he is expecting to come out of the approach. When a man approaches you, he always has a specific plan in mind. Now, it is up to you to figure out what that plan is. It is up to you to take your time, be patient, and figure out exactly what that plan is. Because most men will not come right out and tell you what their plan is. They may tell you all types of things that may be kind of involved with the plan they have for your involvement, but they won't come out and just tell you, hey, this is what I have in mind, this is what I have planned for us, this is what I want to do. Most men will not. Some men, however, will tell you the complete opposite of their plan. You may meet a man who tells you that he wants to get to know you, he likes you, he's attracted to you, and he wants to go beyond just being friends. He wants to actually develop a relationship with you, whereas his actual plan may be something more sexually motivated, or more just for intimacy, or more for something that he can kind of cuddle up with, you know, in the late nights. But it's nothing in regards to a committed relationship. But he may think he has to tell you those types of things because he may think that's what you want to hear in order to get to his end result, which may be something more intimate or more sexually motivated. And it's nothing really in regards to a full, long-term committed relationship. Whereas you may have a man who may actually tell you, hey, I'm just looking for a friend with benefits, something along those lines. He'll come out and tell you that because that may be what you have expressed to him. That may be the vibe that you're giving off to him. So in order to kind of get to know you and to get around that, he may feel he has to kind of line up with what you have in mind, because you may be just seeking a friend with benefits or something along that line. So he may feel that he has to go that route, and after he takes that route, he may be able to detour into really actually getting to know you and getting beyond just something sexual, because he may actually genuinely like you. But him telling you that right out, he feels may scare you away or may make you think that he wants more than you actually want at the time. So understand that every man has a plan. Even if he's telling you the complete opposite of what his actual plan is, every man has a plan. Even while in the relationship and throughout the course of the relationship, you should expect that man to have a plan. He should have in mind what he wants as far as establishing a future with you. When a man asks you to marry him, and I say this all the time to the different women that I meet and converse with, when a man asks you to marry him, before you say yes, even if you love him, you know, beyond all condition, before you say yes, you should always ask him why. Not in a smart way, not in a sarcastic way, but ask him why he wants to spend the rest of his life totally committed on every level to you. Because some men may not even have an answer. Some men may have not even thought the proposal through. Some men only think about the wedding day, or some men may think about getting you off of their back and getting you off of nagging him about marriage, and just he's going to go ahead and propose. I mean, honestly, that's the truth. Unfortunately, that happens in a lot of relationships. Some men just don't think beyond the wedding day, and you have to think beyond the wedding day. You have to think about the rest of your life with this one specific person if you want that marriage to work out. So ask that man why, and see if he can tell you specifically why he wants to spend the rest of his life with you as his wife. See if he can tell you specifically why he wants to take care of you for the rest of his life as his wife. He wants to raise a family with you. He wants to develop a home with you. See if he can actually give you some rational reasons as to why he wants to marry you. That doesn't take away the love factor. That doesn't take away the romance of the proposal. You're just being honest, because a lot of marriages end in divorce because people don't know the why. People just get married. They're happy to get married. They're happy about the wedding day. They're happy about the honeymoon. And then they get home and real life starts. Trust me, I've been there. You need to know the why, especially when it comes to marriage, and especially in your relationship. If you want to be in a happy and productive and progressive relationship, you have to know the why. And you have to be with a man that actually knows the why. Because like I said in the beginning, every man has a plan. And if a man tells you he has no plan, then basically he's purposeless. Because what kind of man doesn't have a plan for anything, especially his involvement with you? If he's just coming up to you and just saying hi, and he has no follow-up conversation, would you continue conversing with that man? Probably not. You would expect some type of follow-up to come after the hi, after the initial hello, after the initial hey, how are you, my name is. You expect some type of follow-up. If he doesn't have a plan in mind, if he doesn't have a follow-up after that, then what purpose does he serve? What point is there in the communication? What point is there in the interaction? There is none. Like I said, any man that doesn't have a plan for you, doesn't have a plan for his job, doesn't have a plan for future success or anything of that nature, purposeless and useless, and that's definitely somebody that you want to stay away from. But outside of that, every man that approaches you, understand, he has a plan in mind, he has a motivation, he has an agenda, he has something that he wants. There's an end result there that he wants to get to. And the job that you have is figuring that all out. Because once you figure that out, it can lead to a great amount of happiness, or it can save you a great amount of pain. So take your time, be patient, and figure out what his plan is. Figure out what his agenda is. Listen to him talk, listen to his conversation, get to know him if you like, if you feel comfortable enough with him to do that. If the vibe is there and the chemistry is there and you want to get to know him, then do that. But understand that while you are doing that, he has a plan in mind. Understand that there is something motivating him. It may be something sexual. It may be just to get to know you. It may be just so he can have a future place to stay or a future ride somewhere, or whatever the cases may be. That plan may be positive. That plan may be negative. But understand that every man that approaches you has a plan. And every man in any relationship with you has a plan. At least he should. Your job is to be patient, be mindful, be watchful, and figure out what that plan is. Hopefully, you found this information useful. Man Codes Decoded. Make sure you log on to ljhamilton.com for more videos, updates, and available products.